DeMambro, everyone.
I know, I have to take myself at home real quick. I'm like, there you go, I'm going to put my water on your table. Might stop by later. Hi, how's everyone doing? Great, I'm so glad you all made it out for me, obviously. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I got divorced and had to move back in with my parents. And as trend-setting as being a young divorcee who lives with their parents sounds, it's not super cool. I'm pretty sure my parents just let me do it to be their own personal IMDb. They never remember anything about movies, like who was in the movie, what the movie was about. They've actually seen the movie. My dad would say things like, hey Val, what's the name of that movie I wanted to tell you all about? I don't know. No, you know. It's the one that they're advertising on the TV. Oh, the TV. Okay. No, it was totally super cool. Yeah, so I was super single, and I was ready to go on dates and have all the sex, but I really couldn't because I didn't have a home base. So I spent most of my time driving around my parents' suburban town looking for the best parking lots for car sex. And you'd be surprised at how often that answer is church. Through him, with him, in him. You know the words. I know you do. Sing along. Yeah, so, no, I grew up in an Italian family. I was the youngest of 3 kids. There was my sister, my brother, and myself. So if you're Italian, you know that means my mother had a son, but a bunch. Or as my grandmother put it, my mother had a messiah and 2 baby makers. So being that I'm 33 years old and I have yet to get remarried or make babies, I'm now known as the lesbian. I'm not really a lesbian, although most of the time I wish I was, because that would be the easiest way to get my family to stop talking to me. It's not that I think that they're bigots, I just don't think they'd know what to say to me if they couldn't constantly ask me, when are you getting remarried? When are you making babies? Like, what's my grandmother going to say to me? Oh, when are you going to do lesbian stuff? I don't know, Grandma. Tomorrow. Tomorrow works for me. Yeah, so I'm actually in a really good place in my life right now. Like, I'm really good with kids because I don't have any. No, I actually think the reason I don't have kids is because of women who have actually birthed children and feel that it's necessary to tell me about it all the time. Yeah, I really feel those women should use the word spoiler alert before they go into the description of what childbirth is like. Because you know when it's okay to tell someone all about childbirth? Never. Never okay. Oh, let me think about it. No, it's still not okay. Those 30 seconds, it never became okay. Next year, not okay. Future, not okay. So, I'm pretty much over babies. All my friends are having babies. And I'm pretty sure that if I ever have one, I want it to come to me trained like my cat did. You know. My cat was all like, where do I poop? In this box? Got it. No, don't touch me. I'll clean myself. Thanks, though. That's what cats do. Yeah, no, I talk about my cat all the time. It's not really normal. Yeah, I'm pretty obsessed with her. I take way too many pictures of her. My friends have actually banned me from posting photos of her on Instagram. These 2 are like, oh my god, this one over here does it too. Yeah. So now my Instagram feed is basically just, food that I eat and my shoes. The shadow of my cat in the corner. I'm going to still put her in there. There's no way my cat's not going to be in that picture. Right, people? No, so I just realized, though, that I'm going to die one day, and my friends and family are going to want to make one of those really awesome funeral poster boards with all those pictures chronicling my thrilling life. And they're going to go right to my Instagram feed, and it's going to be weird, because it is all pictures of food that I eat and my shoes. So, of course, at my funeral, there's going to be this huge line of people. And they're not going to be like, she loved manicotti. Oh, are those Converse? No, I think they're Airwalks. She loved Payless. That girl could really BOGO. Her life was so fulfilling. Yeah, but, I actually did finally get to move out. I now live in the city again. I live in Philly now. It's pretty awesome. I'm excited to be back in the city because I love going on one-night stands or dates or whatever you people call it. I love going on dates in the city because I never have to see that person again, and that's awesome, you know? If I run into my date, it's because I'm stalking him, you know? I want to see him. I'm not really one of those boil your pet kind of stalkers. I'm much more like the person who gathers information from your Twitter feeds and your Facebook statuses and creates the most meaningful gift you'll ever receive and presents it to you casually at your birthday. And you're all like, how did you know? And I'm all like, because we're friends, you know? And you're like, what? And I'm like, I know. And then we're like, in love. But that's kind of, you know. So I'm not really a stalker. I'm much more of a friendly, always arounder. You know? It's true, I'm in your face. But I'm really nice about it. See some good food here. I'm pretty hungry. Yeah. I'm training for a triathlon right now, which is basically just code for being hungry all the time and smelling like swimming pools, so it's nothing new for me. I actually thought that when I would smell like swimming pool all the time, people would think it was really badass. They'd be like, she must be an athlete. She probably does triathlons. No. People are like, that girl smells like chlorine. What is she doing? You know, my calves are getting really big. My pants don't fit anymore. I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, you lose weight when you train. And I'm like, not really. My pants don't fit, but the other way. So I feel like there's a lot of me doing this in the morning. It's like groovy. Because it's the 1970s. So there's that. No, but I go to the gym a lot because I'm training. And I've made some friends at the gym. I made one really good friend. I'm pretty sure we're really good friends because every time we have a conversation, she's completely naked the whole entire time. Her name is, it's Naked Locker Room Lady. That's how I describe her to my friends. This other woman came over when I was having a conversation with Naked Locker Room Lady, and she was like, hey, Naked Locker Room Lady, you have such pretty red hair. Is that natural? And I was like, really? You have to ask? Harder. I can answer that question. You can answer that question. Whole locker room can answer the question. No, the exercise is good for me though. I'm a pretty anxious person. If you can't tell, you know, I'm pretty anxious by nature. I actually think it runs in my family. My sister is a pretty anxious person too, but then she became a yoga instructor and she was all like, you know, whatever. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to take all the stress-freeness out of this and create a business. And then she opened her own yoga studio. And so now she's like super stressed out about the yoga studio doing well. And I'm like, whoa, chill out, take a class. But seriously, take a class. You own the studio. It has to be free. There has to be available time to go. No, it's pretty cool. No, I actually started to think of other ways to relieve the stress from my system. I went on vacation a couple weeks ago. I went to Coachella, which is a musical festival, a musical festival out in the desert. No, it's a music festival for rich people out in the desert. I don't know how I got there, but I was there, and it was very warm. It was pretty much me learning how old I actually am. Like, not much. Because, you know, I went, and the headlining band was this band called the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I was like, oh, yeah, right. And did you know they made an album after 2002? I don't know. I had no idea, because this band, the lead singer had short hair. I have no idea who this person is. And so everyone's, like, dancing and singing this false band's lyrics, and I'm standing there, and I look like I'm dancing, but really I'm just swaying side to side to make sure that I, you know, distribute the weight equally between my feet, because I don't want to pass out, you know, it's in the desert. And everyone else is like chugging beer, and I have on a water belt. I had like a water belt that had sunscreen and water on it, you know? So it's like every 30 minutes I was like, let's make it happen, people! Wrinkles! And then I would like sunscreen the person next to me, because there was a ginger next to me all the time, and I had to make sure they didn't get the sun. And they were like, this is inappropriate. And I was like, but you're my boyfriend, so I didn't understand why. He was so awkward about it. But no, it was like a pretty, I guess it was pretty cool. You know, the other thing about this concert was I realized that they had a man, so it's fancy. There's a screen up there, and they have like the singers projected on the screen, and the man who looked like Anthony Kiedis but wasn't really Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers singing these songs that did not sound like Red Hot Chili Peppers songs up on the screen, and next to it was a tiny person that was in real life, not on the screen. So it wasn't like a little tiny image on the screen. It was literally like a person next to the screen who looked really tiny, but he wasn't really tiny. He was actually a real-sized person. Does this make sense? Is everyone with me? Okay, so that person is standing next to the screen, and he is signing. Now, I'm listening to the music, okay, and he is signing the music. I want to know, how many deaf people do you think are at Coachella? They're like, I'm going to spend $500 on 3 days in the desert to listen. I can't hear it. Someone will be signing it. This will be fantastic. So this man is standing up there signing it, and he's not signing it like in a respectful way. He is grooving and signing, so he can hear the music. And it's basically like he's just saying, oh, this is what you would dance like if you could hear it. Yeah! Woo! I assume that's the sign language for that. So I'm pretty sure that guy just got contracted to sign and mock I imagine 4 deaf people that were at Coachella, and I'm pretty sure he probably makes more than I do the whole entire year. So I'm Valerie. Remember, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate you coming out.